I'm Francesca Hayward, and you're watching TDC Moncton.
Hey folks, taking my first walk of spring. The weather's nice. I don't have to wear a toque. Usually my ears at 13 degrees Celsius or less actually hurt by the time I finish taking my walk. I was just thinking about this past Easter. I don't know if any other countries have this chocolate treat, but Cadbury cream eggs, I think they're only Canadian distribution. I don't know if you have them worldwide, but I do know that I was just reminiscing about sweets when I was a kid, and they've changed a lot. I remember a Canadian brand by the name of Nelson. I just couldn't stand that chocolate. The only one that I actually enjoyed from them was Fruit and Nut before Cadbury bought them out. Now they've got, I think they may have kept dairy milk as part of their brand. But chocolate-wise, I used to be addicted to those cream eggs like a kid on crack. Whenever they came out, it would be pretty much a mad dash to the store to buy as many as we could, or as many as our allowances could actually allow. And to stuff our faces liberally with them. Now, if you've never had a cream egg, it's a pretty decent confection, although I don't recommend it for anybody suffering from diabetes. It's a chocolate egg with cream filling inside. Now the cream filling itself is, for the sake of giving you a definition, it's like if you took egg yolk and egg white and actually mixed it with sugar and, not really flour, but to make it thick, to make it very sweet. The egg white is literally white inside the chocolate egg. The egg yolk, well, is yellow and mixed in with the white. The way it actually manifests itself is like a yellow center more than anything else. When they're fresh and out and available, if they're not made months in advance, they're actually still liquid when you're actually eating them. Not liquid disgusting, but liquid kind of caramel-like, where you actually take a bite and you just let it drip back into your mouth. And when you buy them, like right now, Easter's finished, they have a glut of that chocolate confectionery on their shelves, so they're going to be unloading them by the dozens, usually 2 for 99 cents, 3 for 75 cents. You can get them at dollar stores if they don't sell them out quickly enough. But the egg, by my own personal experience, does have one fatal flaw. The inside dries out like there's no tomorrow, but in exchange for the humidity leaving the shell, it also keeps the chocolate shell humid, thus rendering the chocolate still fresh. And it's Cadbury chocolate after all. One of the best milk chocolates I've ever tried. At least one that's made mass marketed. On other news, 2 bits of info that I've caught. A Fredericton woman has lost her eyesight due to a fungal infection that triggered a severe case of well, from what they described, it was a severe case of what's it called? I won't find the proper terminology, but it's when you've got an infection inside your brain where it's inflaming the actual mucosa just on the in between the brain, the skull and the brain. and it's quite deadly. And it was caused by pigeon feces. She's now blind, more than likely permanently. I haven't had a chance to take a look into it, and is pleading for people to stop feeding the pigeons. Well, I don't blame her. I'd be pissed off at flying rats shutting down my eyesight. You don't need to go far for that. Look at an episode from House where bacteria sprayed into the air coming from pigeon feces dumped into a water's container actually started eating away at a rent-a-cop brain, security guard brain, and also almost killed one of House's staff members. Well, and another bit of news that I actually got was zombie plagues. A supporter of the Zombie Plague Initiative, in the sense of making people aware of it, has gone to great lengths to create a book on My Mommy Is Not My Mommy Anymore. Okay, I actually enjoy it, but it's going to some lengths that's making me afraid, because I remember way back in the mid 60s to 70s, the Christian movement thought that Dungeons and Dragons or role-playing was demonic, and went to great lengths to create this mini cartoon booklet that actually reviled role-playing and made it look as if the devil was actually inhabiting people and causing them to kill themselves or to think about suicide due to losing their character. I'm sorry, but I've been playing it since I've been possibly around 12, 13, and no, not once has it ever crossed my mind that I want to take my life. Oh well, it's just that zombie plague thing kind of scares me, for the fact that if you're bringing it to such great lengths that you really want to have an initiative to educate people on how to survive a zombie plague, mind you, we don't need anything to survive a zombie plague. We just need to play Zombieland to everyone around us and say, this is your educational guide. Remember your cardio. As long as you keep ahead of the zombie, or keep ahead of the slowest person in your pack, you should be fine. So anyways, I'm going to continue walking. I just wanted to chew the fat, so to speak, no pun intended, on the subject matter of zombies, chocolate, and pigeon droppings. Now, many of you actually enjoy outdoor sports and enjoy them by doing them how you please. Now, be it walking, running, jogging, power walking. I love walking. I love cycling when I can get a bike that actually fits my frame and cushions my ass. But right now I'm taking in the sights and sounds without any earbuds. I was actually thinking about bringing my iTouch with me to actually listen to music, but I decided against it. I said, no, not tonight, because in the nearby woods there's little frogs that actually are starting their reproduction cycle. You can hear their mating cries, and if you listen carefully, you might hear it. Unfortunately, with all the traffic from the highway just behind the wood line and the local traffic and me talking, can't really hear them. See, I'm not the only one who's having fun. Red Robin. Red Robin. Oh, it's pissed. I'm sorry. Yes, I know. I'm moving away from your territory. They're gonna start reproducing soon. You'll soon start to notice, in less than a few weeks from now, younglings that look as if they've been bleached. And they're coming in with their plumage. The mothers are gonna grow fat with eggs, go lay after they build their nest. And then keep watch. Now, if you have any around your home, please do not disturb the nest. Okay? Leave them where they're at. They're going to build them. I wouldn't be surprised if underneath my deck I have some building nests right now. I haven't checked, mind you, what was there before we had to remove because I didn't want the nest to be contaminated from stain. And stain is somewhat contaminating and toxic. Oh, speaking of stain, I need someone's opinion as to what I should do with my deck. I stained it last year. The stain seems to be coming off like there's no tomorrow. In fact, it didn't stay during winter. It started coming off during winter. And I don't know if it's because the wood was too wet or if it's because it's just my bad luck. It's a cedar deck or a pressure treated deck. The wood lasts for about 10 years, longer if you stain it and treat it. I put my first coat of stain after 2 years of curing it. So I know it's not the curing. And I know it's not because it was wet. Oh well. Such is the fate of a homeowner. Always worrying. But your comments would be much appreciated. Anyways, I encourage you to take your walks, your jogging, without wearing any earbuds. Actually helps relax your ears. For one, less hearing damage. And two, you get to hear things around you. I'm hearing lots of bird song, and as I'm looking at the red-breasted robins acting territorially towards others around them, this part came to mind. Human beings act the same way up to a certain degree. If we own land, we'll actually be territorial about our land. If we own a house, we'll be territorial about the house. But we're even territorial inside our own houses. Hello! A Labrador Retriever. And the sad thing is that we tend to be territorial for no reason. There is a few things that we need to keep in mind. One, land that we own is still public access. I don't need to give anyone permission to get onto their land up to a certain degree. As long as I have no intentions of hunting, using their resources, or destroying their land. Unfortunately, many people don't have those non-destructive urges. In fact, quite the opposite. They tend to want to destroy, damage, and affect one's livelihood in regards to using one's woodlot or one's access to their own property. So, but there's also the fact that many people think that they can do whatever they want with land, which is a false way of thinking and leads to further aggravation and consternation. Anyways, have a nice one.